So yes, as you can see, this head-up display is in fact 100% wireless. You don't need a USB cable to connect this head-up display to your car to be able to use it. There is a rechargeable battery inside the device that on its own has been designed to supply you with hours of use. And not only that, recharging the battery is also done wirelessly as well. The features of this head-up display are very simple and easy to use. And while the automatic power switching feature of this HUD does help with its long-lasting battery life, what helps even more than that is its solar charging feature. Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. If you're new here, hello and welcome to the channel, and I hope you like today's video. If you like smart home and automotive technology content, then hit that subscribe button because that's what you're going to see on this channel. In today's video, I'm going to be reviewing one of the very first solar-powered HUDs. This is the X100 head-up display. Well, okay, I shouldn't call it solar-powered because it does have an internal battery built inside it as well. But once charged, you should then be able to rely on the battery to stay charged thanks to its built-in solar charging feature, which is achieved using its built-in solar panel here on the top of the device. And from my experience with this head-up display so far, the solar charging feature of it does work very well. This head-up display does not use a projective type of display screen at all. It has a built-in LCD screen, as you can see, and the visibility of the display is very clear and easy to read as well, through the day, even when the sunlight is very bright, and of course, it's great at night as well. It is also a large size LCD screen as well, which is never a bad thing either. Audio brightness is also supported with this device as well, and it can also be turned off and manually controlled as well if required. This is also a GPS controlled head-up display as well. It does not support OBD2 communication at all, so that makes it compatible with many different types of vehicles. And being wireless, that would make it extremely convenient for vehicles such as motorcycles, which it is actually advertised that it can be used with. However, this head-up display does not look waterproof to me, so I don't think I could personally recommend it for rainy days. But because motorcycles don't have USB ports, a wireless head-up display will be popular with some. One important thing to note with this head-up display is that because it uses an LCD screen, positioning the head-up display directly in front of you like this won't work, as you will get a reflection of the display, like the whole display, on your front windscreen, blocking your front visibility. This is not a problem with the head-up display, of course, it's just the type of design it is. It has not been designed to be installed directly in your line of sight. In fact, with a lot of head-up displays, the manufacturer will tell you to install it at the center of the dashboard for your safety. So for example, just move it to the side like that. So it's still visible, but not directly in your line of sight, blocking your vision. But I personally like a HUD to be directly in front of me. And at night with this one, as you can see, you cannot do that. Now, as you can also see, it is also very smartly presented in this carbon fiber looking design style of casing, which with a lot of the modern cars will look good sitting on the dashboard, as it will blend in with all the other carbon fiber interior highlights that so many cars are equipped with these days. It does look quite good sitting on my dashboard as well though, in my opinion, which has no carbon fiber at all. But for me personally, that's good because I'm not a big fan of it, to be honest, especially on the interior of a car. Now, as I have already mentioned, this HUD does use an internal battery to power itself up. It is a 1000 milliamp hour rechargeable battery, and you charge it up for the very first time using its built-in micro USB port located here on the back of the device. It takes approximately 6 hours to charge it, and then after that the solar charging keeps it charged for you. It may require recharging through the cooler months though, I'm sure. In the 2-week period of testing it, I personally have never needed to recharge it again, and the battery life is still 100%. So you can expect great battery life from this device, thanks to its built-in solar charging. I have noticed it does also not have any air ventilation though, design, like in the casing whatsoever. However, this is not uncommon for head-up displays. In fact, the majority of them don't, which is unusual for the temperatures that they need to be able to handle, being on top of your dashboard all day long. They can get really hot. This HUD is set to be able to work in a temperature range of -40 to 80 degrees Celsius, and those are some extreme temperatures, which a lot of other head-up displays would not be able to survive in. I have definitely not experienced any overheating problems with it at all though. In fact, it's been really reliable throughout the entire testing period of 2 weeks that I've put it through. The X100 head-up display also supports both kph and mph as well, including several other features which I will demonstrate to you later on. The speed accuracy of the device can also be manually adjusted as well if you find that the default settings are not quite accurate enough to your particular car, and of course this will need adjusting for some vehicles. And like a lot of other head-up displays, a fatigue driving alarm is also a supported feature with the X100. By default it's set to 4 hours, but this is also adjustable. If you don't already know, the fatigue driving alarm feature is designed to alert you when you have been driving for a very long period of time, so it's just a built-in but very useful driving safety feature of the head-up display. Now you might be thinking, this head-up display obviously has not been designed to turn itself on and off with the car automatically, right? I mean, considering it doesn't actually connect to the car at all, being a solar device. However, what about if you have it permanently connected to the car using the USB cable, like I do now? Well, even though it is a wireless type of head-up display, it actually does still turn itself on and off with the car as well, irrespective of if the USB cable is connected to it or not. Well, kind of anyway. While it's not actually documented anywhere in the instructions of this device, I do suspect it actually has a built-in G sensor as well, because the way it works is, if the car is not being used, meaning no movement or vibration has been detected by the head-up display, for approximately 5 minutes, the head-up display will then automatically turn itself off, and you don't need to turn it on again the next time you go to use the car either, because the head-up display will detect you and turn itself back on again as well. A lot of the time, this is just done by closing the car door. This will usually wake up the head-up display for you. You don't need to start driving the car for it to turn on. Actually, just tapping the HUD will also turn it back on again as well. However, it is also possible to manually turn this head-up display on and off as well, like that. And if you decide to manually turn it off like that, this will also disable the auto power feature, resulting in the HUD not being able to automatically turn itself on again when it detects vibration. So in this case, it will need to be manually turned on again using the button. The setup and controlling of this head-up display is done using these 4 control buttons here on the top of the device. Button number 4 on the right here is solely used for the resetting of the HUD settings when and if required. Manually turning the device on and off can be done using button number 3 with a short press, such as that. Button number 3 is also used as a way to navigate up through the settings of the device as well. A short press of button number 1 here on my left hand side will turn off the built-in internal buzzer. And long pressing it will allow you to manually control the display's brightness as well. But this will only work after you have turned the auto brightness feature of the device off first. And like button number 3, button number 1 is also used as a way to navigate through the settings of the device as well, but downwards instead of upwards. A long press of button number 2 here will allow you to access the HUD's options and settings, and a short press will allow you to choose between city mode and highway mode, which is the HUD's built-in dual speed alarm feature. Yes, this head-up display, also to my surprise, actually supports dual speed alarms as well. However, they function differently than other HUDs that have multiple speed alarm features. The main difference being they are not simultaneously automated, so you actually have to turn each individual speed alarm on to use it. So no, they cannot both be enabled and used at the same time like most head-up displays. With the X100 HUD, this feature has been set up much like a radar detector with its city and highway modes. So you can set up one speed alarm to say 50 kilometers per hour and use that for driving around town. And then you can set up another speed alarm, for example 100 kilometers per hour, and then enable that only for highway driving. But enabling the highway speed alarm will also disable the city mode speed alarm, and vice versa as well. So for example, I have the city mode speed alarm set to 50 kilometers per hour, and for this demonstration I have just set the highway speed alarm to 60 kilometers per hour. So I'm going to enable the highway speed alarm now, like that. And as you will see, when I reach a speed of 50 kilometers per hour, which is what the city speed alarm is set to, it's not going to work as the highway speed alarm is currently the only one that is enabled. So as you can see, I'm over 50 kilometers per hour now, and the speed alarm is not working due to highway speed mode alarm being enabled. So now if I change it back to city mode again, like that, the speed alarm now goes off. So as you can see, when the city mode speed alarm is enabled, the highway mode speed alarm will be disabled. And when the highway speed alarm is enabled, the city mode speed alarm will be disabled. And yes, the audible speed alarm is very loud, I do agree, and it's also very continuous as well. It does actually stop beeping eventually, but not until after about 40 alert sounds first, or of course until the speed drops below 50 kilometers per hour again. You can turn the audible speed alarm off, like that though, if you want to. Now of course, not only can this head-up display measure and display your current speed, it also has other features as well, which are a built-in clock with the time and date as well displayed below it. It also has a built-in altitude meter, and like most GPS head-up displays, it also has a satellite signal indicative display as well. A battery status monitor is also included. You can always tell when the HUD is charging by either the USB cable or its solar panel, as a segment of the battery symbol will be flashing. It's not flashing at the moment because I'm inside, but this is of course a very convenient and useful feature to have. And as you have already seen, the two symbols next to that will tell you which of the city mode and highway mode speed alarms are currently enabled. The speaker icon next to that lets you know when the built-in buzzer is turned on and off. And over here in the top corner, we have a built-in trip meter as well, which is of course used to calculate the distance you have traveled on your trip. However, this trip meter is also adjustable as well, so you can add or remove mileage and set it to your own customized mileage reading if you want to. And that is not a common feature that you see every day, but I'm sure it will be a very useful feature to a lot of people. And that is the X100 wireless solar charging head-up display. And it's actually a really well-designed head-up display with some great features that work well. A wireless and solar charging head-up display is definitely something different that I'm sure a lot of you have not seen before, as it is still new technology. And I do try to keep this channel up to date with what's new, so hopefully you found this review interesting. Solar charging definitely does have its uses, but I have to admit, it's not a technology that I ever expected to see being used with a head-up display before. For me personally, I don't think a wireless head-up display would be that useful, but that's just for me. And having said that though, wires are untidy looking and can be ugly looking as well in your car. So if you're looking for a head-up display that once installed is going to leave you with a extremely tidy looking finish, then maybe this is the perfect head-up display for you. It certainly does work well, and the more I use it, the more I do like it as well. As for the cost, at the time of this review, it's going to cost you approximately 55 New Zealand dollars, which for the technology being used is a fair price. I don't know about you, but I am a big fan of solar charging devices. They definitely have their benefits, as opposed to straight out solar power, which I'm not as big a fan of, if I'm honest. I'm really curious about what you think of wireless head-up displays. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Anyway guys, that now brings us to the end of another video, and thank you so much for watching. I will put a link in the description area below for anyone who is interested in purchasing the X100 head-up display for themselves. If you liked this video or found it helpful, then please like, share, comment and subscribe to the channel, where you can watch even more videos, which I upload every week, and I hope to see you all in the next video.